And all right, there it is. Good evening. How are you guys doing? I hope everybody's having a good day so far. I hope you had a good Easter. Again, happy Easter to everybody. And it goes very, very fast the time. Here we are already in April. It's amazing. I'm like, it seems like yesterday it was January. So very crazy that the time is moving along very fast. Uh, but anyway, uh, before we jump into anything, I just want to remind everybody that this is a very family friendly oriented channel. I would ask you all to please be nice in the chat. No nastiness, no meanness. Please be kind. If you can't, then those awesome people that are lit up in blue uh, with the wrenches will boot you out of here. Billy Kid Norris said, the older you get, the faster it goes. Said, yeah, my grandmother told me that, Billy the Kid Norwood. I was about 12 years old, sitting in the kitchen with her. I'm reading my book. She's reading her book. I got my milk and cookies at the time. She's got her beer and her cigarette because it was like, the beer and the cigarette were always part of it. And so, we would sit there for hours and just read, not even having a conversation. I'd be in one chair, she'd be in another one, and next thing you know, it'd be midnight. And I swear this is what would happen. Um, my grandfather, who always was a early, always went to bed early. My grandmother was a night person. I was always a night person. So he would come up and he'd come out and he'd be like, Jesus Christ, are you going to go to bed at any time tonight? And she says, I'll go to bed when I'm good right now. They were married forever. I mean, just forever. And, the two of them would bicker back and forth. And it just actually, that just brought up such a good memory. And it was so funny because, she just would not take his crap. She said, I'm not going to bed yet. I'm reading, And, but that was kind of like my grandmother and my quiet time. And that brings back a lot of really good memories. She's been gone now, my goodness. She's been gone since 2002. So long, long time, thinking back on that. So that just reminded me of her saying that. And once again, Grandma was right because the older you get, the faster it goes. It's amazing, but just very, very interesting. All right. So enough of the tales of the history of memories for now. Um, but yeah, like I said, I hope you all had a wonderful Easter. You got to spend it with people that you actually like. It's not always family. So family's not always blood either. Remember that. Family can be people that are just part of your life that are decent people. And that really is a cool thing. But even at 29, I've noticed how the older I get, the less time it feels like in the past. The time is speeding up. Oh, 20 to be 29 again. My goodness. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's funny. What microphone do you use? It is. Well, let's see. USB desktop microphone. Picked it up at Walmart. There it is, just like that. So I connected that one so it would be easier. Uh, All right, so listen, I want to let's get into being serious here. But that memory was very nice to share, and thank you for popping that into my mind. So thank you for that. Getting your getting your plans ready, folks. I know it's like it seems like a lot of times I'm beating a dead horse and talking about a lot of the same things, but I want to really reiterate how important that it is that we have our plans in place. You have to realize a couple things that's going on right now, okay? And you're not probably hearing, I mean, some of it you're hearing in the press, but not a lot of it you're hearing in the press. You have the banking system is in really, really rough shape right now. A lot of banks have been closing. As we know, a lot of them are in big trouble, okay? On top of that, you have China and Russia working together closely. India is joining them as well. You have South Africa is joining them, Saudi Arabia, Iran, and they are planning on trading oil in the yuan, which is the Chinese dollar. Okay, which would mean that is a really good way to devalue the U.S. dollar really, really quickly because it's just, like I said, again, the US dollar is backed by nothing. Remember that, okay? And yeah, BRICS, yep. And they are trying to get that going. Now, you just had the what, I don't even know what they call him in France, prime minister, whatever. I'm not even sure what he's called over there. Um, what is he called in France? I don't even know, guys. But anyway, he just went to China and basically was smooching on the Chinese president's behind, proselytizing himself over there, and then he comes back and says, oh well, the European Union should not agree with what the U.S. feels about Taiwan, right? So I mean, Pepe Le Pew, yeah, exactly. Meacham, right? Or Meechin, whatever his name is. I don't even know. He can't even control his own country. He's got people flipping out over there, and he's over there kissing the behinds of China. It's just the whole situation. Macron, right? Macron. All right, yeah, whatever his name is. But what do they call him over there? What's he called? But anyway, you know, we got an issue. Eventually, they call him the president. Okay, Karen, I didn't know what he was called over there, but we have a very big time issue about to open a can on us with the whole Taiwan situation. Yeah, Brandon 2.0, exactly, Mac. I like that. Um, Prime Minister? Oh, okay. The current Prime Minister's lose. Well, so who's the other dude? He's the president. Okay. Okay. Well, I don't even know. It's just, but anyway, you have a situation happening. Uh, the tensions are gearing up with the whole Taiwan situation as well. And, we can't give Europe the oil that they want, that they need. Okay. And with them following our lead with the whole situation with Russia, Russia went, oh, okay, and turned off the pipes, right? Because China or Russia can sell their oil to China and other countries. They don't care who buys their oil, and so there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff going on. So I think that it's really really important that whatever's going to happen over there, okay, is going to happen. And you and I, Joe average citizens, we're going to have nothing that we can do to change that, okay? But what we can do, and again, is have complete and total control over what we do individually, and being prepared. Hey, Reginald, how you doing, buddy? Um, being prepared for what's to come, because I think it's going to get ugly, folks. I think it's going to get very, very ugly, and it's going to be our side and their side is what it's going to end up being. And who's on our side, right? You got Mexico now cozying up to China. So it's just it's a crazy, crazy situation. And first of all, let me just put it this way, okay? If I was living in another country and had been strangleholded by the United States for as long as we have done that to people, right? We have. I mean, you may not realize it, but if you really study it and you really look at it, we have, okay? And these people have had enough. They've had enough, okay? So they're making a decision basically what side to jump on and who to get behind. And China is, doing their thing to make themselves look like the good guys. Which I mean, realistically, there's no good guys. There's no good guys. None of them are good guys. We're not good guys. China's not good guys. If somebody doesn't go along with what we say, we crush them. Period. End of story. China has done it with its own populace. We do it to whoever gets in our way. We will step over them, step on them, destabilize the countries. I mean, you look at it, we've done it over and over and over again. And so, there's payback coming at some point. Now, I think that it is. Okay, I'm looking at dirt on my shirt. I'm sorry. When I look at myself in here, and then I go, hey, wait, what's that? And I'll pick that up. You know what I mean? So it's one of those deals. Um, what do we got? 379 in the chat already. We're at 117 on the thumbs up. So, guys, if you haven't shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do that to show support for the channel. And thank you very much ahead of time. I do appreciate that. Also, make sure that if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the all button with the bell icon to get all notifications. And thank you very much. But, all right, getting back to what we're talking about. Nothing lasts forever. We've been a top dog for a long, long time. You also have at the same time, and tell me this isn't coincidental. I mean, it's been going on for a while, but now it's really starting to ramp up. Okay, really starting to ramp up. This whole, ban this, ban that, disarm, disarm, disarm. Okay, the main reason, and I'm going to repeat this over and over and over again, and hopefully this sinks into some folks out there. The main reason that foreign countries do not invade the United States is because we are loaded up with guns. We are loaded up with people that know how to use guns. So they would not just be facing a military force, they would be facing the civil population as well. And there would be tremendous loss of life because of that. Like you look at China, okay, an example. The only ones that got guns in China are the military. All right. So the rest of the country, they ain't got squat. What, sickles and whatever stuff like that. Okay. Now I'm sure there's weapons on the black market, but if they get caught, they'll kill you. Okay. I mean, they don't screw around in China. There's definitely a situation with that. But the reality is this: if somebody went to invade the United States, it is the rest of us who are armed, the rest of us who are ex-military, and a lot of people who have never been in the military that would step up. We're not going to allow somebody to come in here and just do what they want. Okay, I mean that's the reality of it. And you have our own government at a time where things are very tense around the world, and there's a lot of countries that are very, very unhappy with us. Our own government is trying to disarm us. So whose side are they on? You know what? I just, and we have our Constitution, which basically guarantees us the right, to be able to defend ourselves. Ed, you know that they will hit us with an EMP first, then what? I honestly still don't think Billy the Kid Norwood it would be an EMP. I don't think it'll be an EMP because if you use an EMP, you're going to have all the nuclear reactors melt down. It's going to destroy all kinds of stuff that way. And if they want to take over America, they got to have it intact. So I honestly believe it'll be a grid down situation. Now, who will be behind that grid down situation can be up to whoever. Okay, it can be up to whoever. It could be our own government. I'm not saying that it will be. I'm just saying it could be, or it could be a foreign actor. But that is the most plausible, likely scenario would be a grid down situation because I've said for a very, very long time, and there's a lot of people around the world, a whole lot smarter than me, that work for foreign governments that realize our Achilles heel is the power grid. We are not prepared to be able to deal with a grid down situation. And I'm not talking about, oh my God, this town over here is out of power. This little town over here is out of power. I'm talking huge swaths knocked out, taken out. And if they do that, the transformers alone, which are not even made in the United States anymore, take 6 months to get one. I think it is. I mean, it's ridiculous. Um, how that goes. But if we have a serious grid down situation, we're going to be in trouble really, really quickly. And the worst part that people really, truly, again, and I know they don't get it. It ain't going to be foreign actors that we got to worry about in a grid down situation. It's each other. It's each other because we will eat each other. We'll eat each other. Okay. What's the name of the large battery used for your solar panels? I would have to look at it again, Debbie. I'm not even sure. It's a lithium ion battery. It's a 48 volt. So that's I'm not sure what company makes it. I'd have to look and see what that was, but it's a 48 volt lithium ion battery. It's a huge battery. you know, and I got it for that reason. Nice shirt. Yeah, it's Maine. It's my Maine shirt. I'll show you. All right. So, but yeah, one place I've never been yet is Maine. So definitely on the list. You know, so I got to a few states last year that I hadn't been to before. So just slow and steady. But yeah, Viking Prepper says 90% after a year. Yeah, and that's reality. So they could take us out without having to do anything to us. That's the reality. And that's what I think a lot of people don't get. We don't have to be attacked on our own soil. We'll attack ourselves. And then you wait a year. If I'm a foreign government and I got power over my country and we've knocked the power out of the US and let them eat each other alive, okay? Um, I'm not eating you. Well, I hope not. Don't eat me. I'm gamey. I'm too old. I'm not tender. So yeah, you don't want to eat me. A little tough, a little tough. So, um, but anyway, again, you know, we're in big trouble, and people just seem to be just going along with their own little things and doing their own things. Yeah, I'm bad for cholesterol. East Tennessee preparedness. There you go. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I'm too tough now. I'm too gamey. It's like you when you get one of those bucks. It's like really old. It's very gamey. It's too old. You got to go for the younger ones, but they're going for the bigger ones because they want the rack, right? So, but what are we, 446 in the chat? We're at 173 on the thumbs up, guys. So again, if you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I would appreciate that, and thank you very much for doing so. Again, it really does make a big difference with the algorithm. So I thank you for that reason as well. Again, make sure you hit that bell icon for all notifications if you are not subscribed, and also please subscribe to the channel. So thank you very much. Um, Nothing a little Montreal seasoning can't handle. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, as long as you got the good spices, the toughness it can be cooked out, right? That's too funny. I really want you guys to get your houses in order. I want you to have your plans down. Again, when SHTF happens, which none of us know when that's going to happen, you could be at work, the wife could be at work, the kids could be at school. Everybody needs to know what they need to do in that situation. What the schools are going to do is they're going to lock down in a situation like that. And they're going to be like, okay, kids, you got to stay here. Okay. I'm not telling you what to do with your kids, but thank goodness my kids are out of school now. But my kids they always knew that if something happened and they were at school, it was time to Didi Mao. Okay. It was time to get out of Dodge. You know, you don't wait around. You don't let them make the decisions. You get out of there as quickly as you possible. That's what I told my children. What you tell your children is your own business. I'm not going to tell you what you to tell your children, but you need to have some kind of plan. You need to have some kind of plan. Um, when they leave and you leave and the wife leaves, if there is a central point where you can meet, that would be a good idea to meet in a certain spot and then hopefully travel together. If that's not going to be a realistic expectation, tell them to get home. Get home, okay? And get home as quickly as possible. You know, the my plan is to cower under my desk. That's good. Yeah, it's good, Billy the Kid. That's a good plan. And then, you know, yeah, just this, and then hope. Yeah, you know, and have a good cry. It's not. I'm joking, but it's not a funny situation. It really isn't. We really need to make sure we know what we're going to do. If you are planning on bugging in, okay, great. What's your plan once you bug in? Look at your house. Where are easy access points in your house? Do you have? So here's something to think about. Do you have boards already pre-cut? Do you have brackets already in place to block off windows, to be able to make sure that somebody can't break a window and climb into your house? Okay. Again, these are all plans that have to be squared away, set, done now, not afterwards. Afterward is too late. Okay. You're going to have a plan. What are you going to do for sewage? What are you going to do for your waste? because if the water goes out and there's no power, you're not flushing your toilets. I can tell you that right now. You got to make sure that you have plenty of water on hand. You got to have other drinks as well, which would be smart to have. Do you have, how much food do you have? Do you make sure that you have a lot of long-term food storage? Comfort foods, foods that you like to eat. Okay. Raviolis. I like raviolis. Some people don't like raviolis. I don't even care. Yeah, we back in the army days we call it a rally point. Exactly. Exactly. If we get this, if we get separated, this is where we're going to meet. Those are smart things to do and have in place. If like I said, if you're bugging in, contractor garbage bags, 5 gallon bucket, a toilet seat. There's your toilet. You can do what you need to do. Uh, you know, that's just sanitation. How much water do you have, and all those type of things. You have to think about those type of things. Do you have some kind of rain catchment on your house to be able to collect rainwater? Because if you're bugging in, your water that you have stored away is only going to last so long. All right. Making sure your house is defendable, making sure all those things are ready to go. That's important if that's your plan. If you're bugging out, okay, if you're bugging out, I would highly recommend, and even if you're bugging in, I would recommend highly having caches along the route that you plan on taking. So if you're bugging in and you have no plans of going anywhere, you may be forced to have to go. You don't know for 100% sure. But if your plans to bug in, that's great. But now you're forced to bug out. If you have a cache someplace down the road, depending on what you leave your home with, it's another place where you can reload ammunition, maybe have a rifle, maybe have a pistol set up there in that cache, extra food, different things that you're going to need if you're traveling. Okay. That's important. That's really important. And I would have more than one cache. I would have them maybe 5 miles out, maybe 10 miles out, and maybe 15, 20 miles out. You just don't know. Having different things in different caches is probably a good thing as well. So those are things that you really need to think about. Now, again, if you're bugging out, you absolutely should have caches out there that you can get to, that you can resupply, because you may not be able to leave with everything that you hope to leave with. You may only be bugging out with your bug out bag. Okay. Now, the other thing, and I know I've talked about this before, and I think this is really hugely important, have a destination in mind. You do not want to be out there wandering around aimlessly like a bunch of people will be in a true SHTF event with no idea where they're going, no idea what they're doing, with no skills, nothing like that. So have that plan, know where you're going to go, have laminated maps. And the reason I say laminated maps is because if you have your map and it's not laminated and it starts to rain, are you able to keep that dry and safe? And when you need to open it up to figure out where you are, you don't want it to get all wet. So if it's laminated, don't matter if it's raining, not raining, you can pull that map out, look at it, and go, okay, this is where we need to go next, and go from there. Okay. Or you can't go this point. You go, we can't get there. The bridge is out, whatever the case may be, or it's being guarded or whatever. What is our alternative? What way can we go? Have several routes to get to your bug out location. It's really, really important. Um, you know, it's they'll be the zombies on The Walking Dead. Exactly. Realistically, they'll be alive, but they'll have no idea what they're doing, no idea where they're going. Um, you know, the state of Michigan is over 1,000 correction officers short. Government rid of pensions in '97. That's all made it worthwhile. Wow. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, and let's think about that. Let's think about that, okay? Now, I will tell you what I was told. This is way back in the day. When I say way back in the day, I was in my early 20s. I knew a guy, I was working as an instructor in a gym, and this guy came in, and me and him didn't get along so well. Um, and I'll tell you why we didn't get along so well, because my view was different than his view. He said to me, he goes, "You realize that, like, Attica, which is like where he was at. He was in Attica, which is like one of the worst prisons in New York State. Okay, Rikers Island is right up there with that type of thing as well. But Attica, up in upstate New York, is not a pleasant prison to be in. and he was in Attica. He was a cocaine dealer, got popped, ended up going to Attica. And so he said to me, he goes, "You realize that if we're invaded by a foreign country, the rule is that the guards are going to kill every prisoner in the prison?" And you know what I told him? I said, "Good." I said, "Good. That's a good thing." He goes, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "That's not cool, man." I said, "Listen, a lot of those people that are in there are scumbags. And if they get let loose and they're out on the streets, what do you think they're going to do?" Okay. That was my take on it. Okay. Now, Ed, you don't want to be in prison when SHTF, every guard will leave. Yeah, exactly, Tony. And if they have a half a brain, they'll take the worst of the worst out before they leave. I would hope that they would, because I wouldn't want to turn some. Now there's people in prison. Don't get me wrong. Please don't go jumping on. Oh, there's innocent people in prison. You're right. There are. Okay, there are innocent people in prison, but I'm talking about your hardcore rapists, your murderers, your child molesters. They should not be allowed to walk out on those streets, especially if SHTF happens, because what do you think they're going to do with no rule of law? Okay, that's one threat right there. One threat. One. Let's think about all the people. Let's think about all the people out there that are on some kind of medication because all the elevators are not going to the top. Okay. And without their medication, they be manic depressives or, seeing different things and hearing voices and who knows what all else. There are still psychiatric hospitals out there. If those people get out on the street with the delusion and paranoia and everything else in a chaotic area, in a chaotic scene, that's not going to be good for people either. Okay. Um, you know, I built a jail in Georgetown, Texas, gas suppression system built into the jail. There you go, JJ. Yeah. So I mean, there may not be outwardly saying that yes, we're going to take these guys out if we're invaded. But this kid told me he was in the prison, so he knew what the deal was. And again, this is back in the '80s, okay. But that's what they were. That was the game plan for the prisoners in the prison. And if it saves people on the outside, I don't see that as a bad thing. And I'm sorry if you don't agree with that. That's okay. You don't have to agree with that. Some of you have not had to deal with the animals that are out there. So, but anyway, there's going to be a lot of danger out there, no matter what. Okay, a lot of danger. You're going to have again a lot of scared and desperate people. The most dangerous people in the world in an SHTF situations, um, unsubscribing. Okay, bye. Just so you know, it's not a train station. You don't have to announce your departure. You just leave. So that's okay. Just somebody playing games, probably. Unsubscribing. Well, see you later. Bye bye. Sorry, reality is, in all reality, some are innocent, definitely. Rather, I treat them all with respect because they are human. I haven't been stabbed yet. Respect matters. You're doing your time. That's your prize. Yeah, exactly. Well, and I get that. You just be, being a guard in a prison, I couldn't even imagine what that would be like, to be honest with you. But yeah, you know, I couldn't even imagine what that would be like to be a guard in a prison. You're doing more time than they are, because you've got to do your 20, 25, 30 years to get your pension. So I anybody that's a prison guard, you have my respect. You really do. So yeah, but again, it's a tough job. I wouldn't want to do it personally. I know the pay's good and the benefits are good. I had a good friend of mine ended up being a prison guard down in Texas, and I heard he ended up being a lieutenant. So he did it for a while, and he did well. So, but you know, no, thank you. Yes, I was going to be a prison nurse, and I changed my mind because I didn't want to deal with it. So, but again, the reality is this: things are going to be very, very ugly in a post event. We need to make sure we have a plan. We need to make sure we have a plan. Uh, we and I'll tell you what we're planning on, like with my group, okay, and just give you an example. Some people live farther away, some people are closer. The people that are closer may leave a cache for one of the other members that's traveling, they'll know where the houses are of the other members so that they can come down through and stop there if they have to. So that's another thing that's going to be really important. To be able to, if you're unable to drive, let's say you're not able to drive and you're walking on foot and you're trying to get here on foot, it's not going to be a pleasant journey, and you're going to need some place to go and go. Hey, where am I going to stop and rest? At whatever point to recharge, get a couple hours of sleep, or whatever the case may be. So we're going to be working on that when everybody comes down. Excuse me, this month. That's one of the things we're going to be working on is who can connect up with who. Again, if they can do safety in numbers, uh, you know, we got a few members that are in Ohio. We have a few members that are in Pennsylvania. We have New Jersey, Massachusetts, North Carolina, Tennessee. So we got people all over the place, and so trying to figure out if they can hook up with somebody on the way up, that would be, yeah, like an underground railroad to a point, yes. But if the other guy's already gone, hopefully they leave a cache for the other members, and that way the other members will know if I get to this location and I look here, there, or the other place, there'll be a cache waiting for me. And so that's something that we're going to be doing as well. You know what I mean? I'm looking forward to that. May not be able to get fuel on the way to a bug out location, have a fuel stash. That's another thing. Good point, Mac. Uh, Having fuel someplace where you can go. Again, there's a lot of things that are going to be important to have, and you may not be able to get out of Dodge with them, but uh, they still have opiate addiction programs out there, and they will be drugs for them. I know, I'm a nurse. Yeah, but that's only going to last so long. That's only going to last so long. You know what I mean? So, again, looking at the situation and looking at everything's going around, why isn't there not more concern in the press? Okay, why is there not more concern in the press about this whole situation with BRICS? Why is there not more concern about that? I really don't get it. I really, truly don't get it. I mean, they're more concerned about what's going on with President Trump than that. People better wake up. I'm telling you, I don't get it. I really, truly don't get it. Uh, you know, there's a lot of things that we really got to pay attention to. Have you seen the movie Greenland? The type of looting and stuff is totally going to happen. Oh, it's going to be way worse than you think, Don. Way worse than you think. And that's why, like I said, being able to be in a more isolated position, situation, you know, being able to be in an area where you do not have high population density is going to make it easier for you to survive whatever happens. Yeah, distractions, exactly, Paula, exactly. Uh, it's really really important. I mean, like I said, when I got out of the Rochester area, and I lived in Greece, New York, which was right outside of Rochester, which was the suburbs of Rochester. I knew how dangerous that area was. I knew how dangerous that was. And I was like, man, we got to get out of here. And that's what we ended up doing. And I bought the other property in New York, and it's well away from the city, which is good, you know. But the reality was, I wanted to be out of New York, and that's why I ended up buying property down here in West Virginia and started doing what I'm doing down here. This is where I am making my stand. This is where I plan to be. I want my family with me? Yep, I sure do. But I'll tell you what, my daughter doesn't want to go through right now and deal with what she had to deal with growing up in New York. It was tough. It wasn't easy. So until I get things really set up down here, I don't think she'll be down. I think at some point, I'd love to have her come down. That would be great. But it's going to be a while. We got a lot to do. There's a lot that's got to be done. We have plans of what we want to do down here, and moving forward. Like I said, once the pavilion is done, I had somebody made it in the comments. I had somebody in the comments, which I thought was like, okay, yeah, all right. They were like, well, the only project that you've got completed down there in the year is the battery room. And I'm like, okay, let's see. Let's look at this. Okay, so the battery room's here. Eric's Big Blue House is in here. We got that in here. Got the shipping container in here. We got the well done. Yeah, the well is now completed as well. All I got to do is hook up a plug to it, plug it in, and I can pump water wherever I want to. So yeah, the well is now done. Yeah, well, the solar panels are in exactly. You know, we are working on the pavilion. As soon as the pavilion is done, Ed, will my little white Honda make it out there? Hello, Prepper Fest Mud Bog Camping. Yeah, no. I'm not doing any gatherings here on the property here, so yeah, that is not going to happen. So if I do a get together, it's going to be off site. So we've done a lot of road work so far too. Yeah, there's a lot more to go as well, you know. But yeah, it's just people want to like I said, it's that whole thing of negativity. Okay, well, like I said, just keep my favorite thing to tell people is this: keep watching, because once the pavilion, and then they were saying, oh well, I don't see the pavilion done being until September. Well, it'll be done way before September, because this weekend coming up we should have the roof trusses up, and also have the metal on the roofs. So will you have a garden soon? That's a good question. I want to get the greenhouse built first. So as soon as we're done with the pavilion, then the greenhouse is going to go in. Okay, so that's definitely in the game plan for that. So once the greenhouse is in, then we're on to the next project. There's going to be a lot of things going on, and we just basically have to prioritize what is important right now. I would love to be able to get an outdoor shower set up, for the group members to be able to come down, take a shower, and do that as well. So, we're going to have to plan all these things out. And like I said, again, it's going to take some time. We got to figure everything out. It's a process. It is a process. So, but you're going to scare the wildlife, right? Oh, I got to tell you. So, okay, you want to hear a good laugh? You want to hear a good laugh? So the other day, um, it was really nice out. It was really, really nice. It was probably 12:30 in the afternoon, and I thought, so there you go. What happens when you assume? Everybody knows what means assume, right? So when you assume, I thought, well, he's already gone to work. So I slipped on my duck shoes, and I went outside, and that's all I had on was my duck shoes, because I'm letting the dog go to the bathroom, right? So she's off going to the bathroom. I'm standing there in all my glory in my duck shoes, and I turned to the right, and there's Steve standing on top of the hill, and I go, oh, and I like cover it up. I'm like, hold on, I'll be right back. So I came back in, threw a pair of lounge pants on, and came back. He goes, I wasn't looking. So yeah, it just that happened. So that was pretty funny. Yeah, we did grow potatoes last year. Yes, we did. You know, but yeah, yeah. So that was yeah, that happens. What are you gonna do, right? But no, we did grow potatoes last year. I'd like to do that again this year. Like I said, there's things that we need to get squared away. We need to, like I said, this weekend coming up, the priority is going to absolutely be the pavilion, and we're going to see how much we can get done with that. We will also, at the same time, this week, or this get together, we will get the bunker down to 12 feet. That's not going to take very long to get us down to 12 feet on the bunker. And so we got like a foot to go on parts of it. Some parts of it, we only got 6 inches to go. So, um, there is things that have to be done first. Like once we have the roof on the pavilion, the next time we're going to focus on getting the floor in there. And then getting the walls up in there is going to be easy. That'll be easy. So, it's just like I said, it's a process. and nothing happens overnight. It doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? And you got to realize we have the group getting together for 2 days. Some people come in on Thursday, which is great. Some people, get here on Friday, which is awesome. But some people don't get here to Saturday, and then usually by Sunday at noon, then everybody is heading home. So we trying to utilize our time. Saturdays are generally our busiest day where we get a lot of work done because we have breakfast from 7 to 8, and we start working at 8 o'clock. And that's just how that goes. And after this week, after before everybody even gets here, I will have, like, tomorrow. The guy's coming in tomorrow with the Bobcat to start putting the gravel in the road. Okay, uh, he's going to load it up in his truck. He's going to put it into the ruts for us where I want him to do it. And I'm going to get as much as I can get done. He's going to stay until all the gravel on top is down in the road. So however long that takes him, he said it would probably take him about 4 hours. That would be great. But that's the game plan with there. Thursday, I have my gravel guy coming in with his truck, and he's going to drive in here, and he's going to put gravel on the road itself. So he's going to be bringing us 2 loads of gravel in there. So hopefully, before everybody even gets down here for the weekend, and this whole week there's no rain in the forecast at all. So to give it a chance, like today was a nice sunny day. Yesterday was just overcast. We had some rain on Friday, but it's going to be all gone. It'll be pretty dried out by the time Danny gets here on Thursday. And on top of that, whatever we have on top will now be down in the road. So that's going to make a big, big difference as well. Okay. And like I said, it's a process, guys. Nothing happens overnight. Nothing's going to happen overnight. As we move forward here and we continue to work on projects, that's what we're going to do. Building a shower room probably is going to be high on the list this summer. That'll be, that's something that, a couple of us can work on when nobody else is here, before everybody gets here. So get a base down, start framing in the walls and doing that. So, again, it's all going to take a while. It's going to happen. You know, Gravity fed showers are cool. Well, somebody actually made and I don't know if we're going to do this or not, but I actually kind of like the idea of it. The person said, when you put the water tank up on top, why don't you put it up on a platform so it's higher up? Now that's a thought. That is a thought. The only thing with that would be in the wintertime, would not work in the wintertime because that tank would freeze in the winter. So that would be the only fallback of that, unless we did like heavy duty insulation on the tank itself. But again, it would be better water pressure. It absolutely would be better water pressure. So we gotta, you know, yeah, but if it freezes, you beat me to it. Yeah, so that's the only issue with that, in the winter months that tank would freeze. And so, we're going to have to make a decision of what we're going to do, how we're going to do it. What we might do, which might be something that would be interesting. Take some of the totes, the 275-gallon totes, put them up on a platform, and then have something else buried, and be able to utilize, both. That might be an option as well. So that way you would have the higher water pressure, in the summertime, and then we'll have to see, but we'll figure that all out. That'll all come together. It's just we're gonna have to sit down as a team and go, okay, how do we want to do this? Yeah, and they're portable, exactly. So that might be an option that we do, and so we'll see how it goes. But again, given enough time, if we get enough time, this place is going to be amazing, and I'm hoping that. And because realistically, okay, so let's be realistic, right? What do I want here? I would love to be able to have 5, 6 greenhouses down here, and I'm talking good, big, and long ones, where we could grow crops, a lot of crops. And yeah, think before you act. Exactly. We got it, and that's exactly what it is. um you know but I have the creeks. If we had to, during a rainy season, we could fill a whole bunch of tanks with the creek water. It's still good. It'll work. Anything I'm going to drink or cook with, I'm going to filter anyway. So that's not a big deal. And so, we actually down the road, we're going to get more Berkeys. I mean, this is the crown. I keep calling it the the big Berkey, but it's not. It's a crown Berkey. It'll hold 5 or 6 gallons of water, and go that way. So, um, yeah, I mean, we're gonna. I before I get goats, I definitely want chickens again first before I get goats. There's definitely plans. Ed, do you think Civil War was fought on your property? Oh, I have no idea. I have no idea. No, it could have been. You don't know. Um, Raven and Evan, Ed, you've made amazing amount of progress in a short period. Thank you very much. I appreciate you saying that. When you look at it, sometimes I look at it and I go, man, we have really got a lot done. But then when you really look at it and look at Mark's cabin. Mark's cabin is, it's been functional and they've been using it the last several months. Oh, Ed Count, thank you, JJ. We've been using it the last several months and people have been sleeping in there, when everybody comes down. Uh, is he done with it yet? No, but it's getting closer. So, all right, let's go ahead and do egg count. Thank you, JJ, for keeping me. I actually looked a couple minutes and go, oh, a couple minutes, I'm good. So, how many eggs today? And yes or no for Miss Thickneck. So let's go ahead and do that and see what you guys got. We'll give you guys a moment to get your guesses, and we will go from there. So, and in the meantime, I will take another hit of green tea. So we got 516 in the chat. We're at 280 on the thumbs up, guys. If you have not shot a thumbs up yet, I'm going to ask you to please do so to show support for the channel. And thank you ahead of time. It really does make a huge difference with the algorithms as well. So I thank you for that reason as well. So if you would do it for that reason, I appreciate that. Also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, I would ask you to please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon to get all notifications as well. And thank you very much ahead of time for that. So if you had the same exact guess as Prep Rebel, who was the first one with the correct answer, with 8 eggs today, and yes for Miss Thickneck, then you are correct. So not too shabby, not too shabby at all. Good amount of eggs today. So they did a really, really good job. And that feed has made a huge, huge difference. So congratulations to Prep Rebel. You've won. Oh, wait a minute. Actually, yes, Prep Rebel, you did win something. Hold on. So Prep Rebel, because I did say that I was going to do this on Sunday. I think what we're going to do, is on the Sundays, I'm going to be doing these giveaways. So the next several, I think he sent me 4 more of them, because one of them he sent for me. So I got one for me. Okay. So, and actually, and I will show you, he has also signed it as well. Okay. So Prep Rebel, shoot me an email, give me your information, and I will get that out to you. But I think I'm going to do this on Sundays only, give the giveaways for the book. That kind of spreads it out. So congratulations, Prep Rebel. And again, Ari Gold, thank you very much for sending the books out. Um, very much appreciated. And so we will be doing that. All right. So I forgot. I should have said it right in the beginning of the stream. And believe me, I've had a few other things on my mind. I was out moving a little bit of block today. And, you know, the blocks that were up on top over here, I got them moved down to the pavilion because they will be going to the pavilion, to utilize under the floor. And Ari Gold, thanks. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you sending those books out to do a giveaway with. So it's very kind of you. Yeah, I was gonna say 1-0, right? But then I realized, wait a minute. So congratulations, Prep Rebel. You won a book. See, so not only did you get the egg count right, and you got the bragging rights, you also won a book. Who knew? So again, I can't emphasize enough, folks. Get your plans in place of what you're doing. Sit down, figure out, make sure that you have enough of what you need. Ed, did you see that Jack Daniels went woke? No, I did not see that. It's people are losing their minds. People are losing their minds. I don't get it. They're pandering, literally pandering to a small percentage of the people. Here's the reality. You can believe it or not believe it. It's across the animal kingdom, and we human beings are part of the animal kingdom because we are animals. Okay, across the animal kingdom, 70% heterosexual, 20% bisexual, 10% homosexual. So, regardless, the majority of people in the country are going to be heterosexual. It's just the way it is. That's how you keep the population going, right? But you know, these companies and the government and everybody else pandering to a small group of people screaming the loudest. I'm gonna tell you what, and I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys, right? Cross dressers, transsexuals have been around for a very, very long time. And here's a little bit of word for you that you probably didn't realize. Probably didn't realize. A lot of them have been using the women's room or the men's room for a very long time. And you had no idea. You know why? Because they either look like a woman or they look like a man. I'm not talking about the dude in a dress that looks like a guy in a dress. It's not what I'm talking about. Somebody that is truly, truly transgender is changing from being a man into a woman or a woman into being a man. They have been using the restrooms for a long, long time, and you never knew it because they're not in there trying to feel up little kids. That's not what the majority of people that are transgender are not pedophiles. Okay, they're not pedophiles. So it drives me nuts when you hear, oh well, they're going in there and they're going to try to touch little girls and little boys. It is no, no. Okay, so yeah, that's more transvestites. Yes, Tom. Yep, exactly. The ones that have a beard and hairy legs and in a hairy chest, and they throw a dress on and say, "Well, I'm going to go use the woman's room." They shouldn't be using the woman's room. Those ones shouldn't be. But if somebody is truly a transgendered person, and I'm going to tell you what, if you've seen some of them out there, okay, there's pictures of them, you see them all the time. Some of them are better looking than the women that we got out there, folks. Hate to tell you. Hate to tell you. Okay. But it's been going on a long time. And you didn't know about it until they made it a big deal. Until they made it a big, oh my God, oh my God. It's so let it go. There's bigger fish to fry. There's bigger fish to fry. And the reality is this email sent. Okay, thanks, Prep Rebel. The reality is this: most of these people are not looking to touch your little boys or your little girls. They're not. Just like the majority of us, it is a small fringe freak group of people that are out there touching kids, and it's usually some old. I don't. Well, they start doing it young, but they do it their whole lives. I mean, look at the number of people. Look at the number of people out there that have you know the proclivity to do that type of stuff. And it's across the board. And you know what the weird part is? They put themselves in a position where they can be around children. Isn't that a problem? That's the problem. Priest, Cub Scout leaders, wherever they can put themselves to be around little kids. And it's you look at oh my God, Penn State, the defensive coordinator at Penn State. He got away with it for years and years and years before they finally caught him, because he was in a position of power. Why do you think these priests that did it for years and years and years got away with it, right? So, there's a lot of it out there, unfortunately. And I will tell you this, and you guys know how I feel about those type of people. If I ever caught anybody doing that, I would put them down myself. Period. End of story. No questions asked. Yeah, Jerry Sandusky. Exactly. Thank you. End of story. And that's what they deserve, in my opinion. It doesn't make me right, doesn't make me wrong, but I can guarantee you this: With my cure, they will never touch another child again. That's all I got to say about that. And I'm just, I'm not trying to be a tough guy or anything like that. It's just that's something that drives me insane. When you get somebody that will get more time for having a couple pounds of pot, right? They'll get more time for having a couple pounds of pot than somebody that's touching little kids. And wow, and lo and behold, they go to prison and they're a model prisoner. You know why? You know why they're a model? Yeah, 100% success rate, exactly. You know why they're a model prisoner in prison? Because there's no little kids in prison, so they want to get out so they can go do it again. But I don't know. I just anyway. So that's just me. That's Don't get. I got to put. Hold on. Get put that soapbox away because if I get going on that, I'll go crazy. So anyway, let's go back. Let's go back. Let's calm. Deep breaths. Relax. Some things I'm very very passionate about, and I have. Do I have trans friends? Not that I am aware of, Cindy. I don't. No. But I have known plenty of gays and lesbians in my time. I don't have a problem with them at all. I don't. So here's the other thing. I will tell you this: what two consenting adults do with each other behind closed doors is none of my business. None of my business. So I don't care if it's two guys. I don't care if it's two girls. Any of that. I don't give a crap about that. If they are decent and I can have a conversation with them and be friendly with them, I'm going to be because I don't judge them. I don't care. Okay. Now, you want to get up on your high horses and judge people, knock yourself out because that's just not me. It's not how I do it. It's just not how I do it. Would I be against having a transgender friend? Absolutely not. Not at all. Okay. I don't care. They can do whatever they want to do. If they're living their lives and they're not hurting anybody, right? If they're not out there being a jerk, then why? Why would you care? How does it affect you? See, there's the problem. That's a lot of people have a problem. That's where a lot of people have a problem. You know, it's upsetting to you. Why? Why is it so upsetting to you? Here's the thing that I have noticed through the years. Okay, the biggest people that scream against something generally, it's because when it comes to homosexuality or lesbianism, it's because they're a closet case. I've seen it over and over and over again. Oh, I hate gays. I hate this. I hate that. But they're closeted. They're a closet case. And does that mean they'll ever act on it? Probably not. They might anyway. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. I've seen a lot of stuff, guys, in my time. I've seen a lot of stuff, you know. Um, and I worked when I was younger in an adult bookstore. I'm just going to say this real quick. I worked in an adult bookstore, which was a porno shop. Okay, I was in my early 20s, and I worked in a porno shop. And I will tell you this: the number of men that came in there with that ring on that finger right there, that left-handed finger, having that wedding band on, right? And we're going back in the booth to get their business taken care of, not with a woman, not with a woman, with another dude. Okay, so all of you out there on your high horses that are all going to be judgmental, there's plenty of you out there that are married, that are out there doing your thing behind closed doors. So you know what? And again, how does it affect me? Not at all. So guess what? I care. Not at all. I don't care. I don't care. Do what you got to do. Not my business. But why not be real with yourself? That's all. That is the gift that keeps on giving. Well, I just say it like it is. You know what I mean? I just say it like it is. Yeah, most men go into a strip joint are married. Good point, Dawn Hill. Yeah, yeah. They're going in there, and anybody been to a strip joint, you know what goes on in those places. It's quite interesting. Quite interesting. Not that I've ever been. No, no. Okay, maybe a few times, but I don't know. I just like I said, um, no, Cindy. Nice try though. Well, see, here's the problem, Cindy. I'm not homosexual, so it's yeah. Why would I? So. Yeah. I'm sure that was. I don't know if that was a joke or a troll. I don't even know. But whatever. But let's regress where we've like gone off the rails. So when I was in the Navy boot camp, I learned the first week not to drop the soap in the shower. Oh my God, Tony, come on now, relax. Oh my God. I don't know, look what you guys do to me. You get me going. You get me going on this stuff. And like I said, I just people get themselves all worked up. They get themselves all worked up over realistically unimportant things, you know. Oh, there's only men and there's only women. Well, it's not as easily as cut and dry as that. Okay, it's not as easily cut and dry in that, but that's okay. You can believe whatever you want to believe. If it makes you feel better and you sleep better at night, have at it. Have at it. I've always been very open minded. I treat people the way I want to be treated. I treat people with respect, and that's it. And if you can't feel like you can do that, that's okay. That, like I said, there's no judgment. There's no judgment. Yeah, I got the book. I got the book. Shout outs. I got it. It's that time. Relax. I'm with it. It's the Muddy List. I've never changed it to a different. It's dry. It's just got a little dirt on it. That's all. But yeah, there's that old saying, folks. He who lives in glass houses should not throw stones. The Hey Sandra, the egg count today was 8 eggs and yes for Miss Thickneck. So yeah, those are people out there that live in glass houses should not throw stones. So all right, shout out time. Let us move on. God, some people are like so just get the stick. Okay, okay. Real quick advice before we do shout outs. If you have that stick jammed so far up, you know where. Okay, get a good grip on that stick with both hands and try to pull it out because life is too short for you to all be pent up that badly. Okay, really relax, take a deep breath. If it's not affecting you directly, don't worry about it. Okay, but anyway, all right. uh First one, Icky Can. If get a chance to go up, subscribe to his channel. He's a really good guy. I would ask you to support him. He's up in Canada. You have Angry Prepper, who is Jason down in New York City. There is Alaska Prepper, which is Rudy, another really, really good guy. You have Alaska Granny as well. There is Sean James with the Sean James channel and My Self Reliance, two different channels. Really good guy, building up in Canada as well. Getting the greenhouse in there and growing his garden and doing all that. Just amazing to watch what he does. You have Demcat, another really good guy. There is Corporal's Corner. You have Bjorn Hansen. There's 80K Man up in the Adirondacks. You have Bizarriza Jizza, who does the Carrington Chronicles. Definitely a good guy as well. Really interesting story to listen to the Carrington Chronicles, so definitely check that out. You have Marfugal News. That's Adam and Dax out on the West Coast. A couple really good guys as well, and definitely show them some support. You have Magic Prepper, who is in North Dakota. There is Red Poppy Ranch. There is Wrangle Star. That is Cody. Really good information on his channel as well. There is Survival Lily. You have Kyle's Cabin with Kyle and Sierra up in Minnesota doing their thing up there. Really, really good channel as well. There is Bush Radical and Girl in the Woods, husband-wife team. They spend half their time in Michigan, the other half of their time up in Alaska. So real good couple. Two different channels. Definitely check them out. You have Green Greg's, real good information with gardening. Definitely check him out as well. You have Southern Prepper 1 with his Boots on the Ground series. Really good series. I think you should check that out. There is Gray Man Prepping. Definitely worth checking him out as well. You have St. Bernard Acres, and that's Joe. You have Doug and Stacy. They've been around a long time, so definitely check them out as well. You have the Nomadic Movement, which is down in Panama, and they're a nice young couple down there doing their thing. You have the Green Dream Project, and they're out in Arizona in the desert, showing people how to live in the desert, so it's really neat. Camping with Steve, that's Steve Wallace, does stealth camping. Really like what he does there. You have Bush Doctor Survival. There is Monkey Works. You have the Needy Homesteader, and she's been around for a long time as well. So definitely go and show her some support as well. Boss of the Swamp, he's been around a long time. There is Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch project. Anything you want to know about the Grand Solar Minimum, he has that information. Really, really smart guy. Definitely worth a listen to. You have Patera with the Appalachian Homestead. There is City Prepper. You have Lumina Acres, Suspicious Observer, like his channel as well. A lot of good information on that channel. You have Bear Independent, The Uneducated Economist. There is Bushcraft Bear in the Canary Islands of La Palma. There is Mary Greeley News. She's giving you all the latest of the earthquakes, anything going on with Yellowstone related. She has all that information as well. There is Adapt 2030. You have Malachi's Corner. There is Ice Age Farmer. If you're going to get your weather, there's only one guy you should be getting your weather from, and that is Ryan Hall Y'all. Definitely check out Ryan Hall. He's a good guy. Gives back to the community in a huge, huge way, and so definitely support him. There is Russell Brand. Russell Brand gives you the information, and he lets you decide what you want to do with it. I think that that's really cool. I like that, and so that's why I like Russell Brand. You have Deep South Homestead, another fantastic channel with a lot of good information. You have The Outsider. There is The Fit Farmer. You have Prep Rebel, our winner of our egg count tonight. Simple Life Reclaimed. There is Townsend's. The Prepared Mind. You have Pinball Preparedness, who is down in Tennessee. East Tennessee Preparedness. You have The Economic Ninja. And last but not least, Little House Off Gritty. So they're also down in Tennessee, you know. But how often do you make a new list? I haven't made a new list in quite a while, Billy the Kid Norwood. I know there's a lot of other good channels out there. There really is. I made this list a while ago, and I've tweaked it a couple times, to be honest with you, taken some people off, added new people on. So that is something that I do at my discretion. I'm not going to give shout outs to certain channels. That's just my prerogative. Not going to bash anybody, not going to talk bad about a channel because I don't think that that is productive. But I just have made a decision that certain channels that I'm not going to promote anymore, I guess is the right way to say it. So, uh, you know, but I do believe there's a lot of good information out there, and we should be definitely supporting each other. And I think that that is a good thing, you know. So definitely check these guys out that I got on my list. Tell them Prep and Nurse One set you over. Some of them know who I am, some of them don't. So, I'm not doing it for any other reason to. Ed, what do you have planned for tomorrow? Tomorrow, well, I've already said that I got the one guy's coming in tomorrow with the Bobcat, and so he's going to be spreading gravel on the road. So I definitely plan on doing that, and getting some video of him doing that. I may have him put like one load in the back of the truck, and bring it down here and hit down here where I park and everything too. There's a little bit that I would like to do there, so I may have him do that, and then I'm just going to have him start where the other guy left off and just start hitting the roads because he's going to load it into his truck, and he's going to be doing that. So hopefully we'll have a good extension on the road and making the road better. So that is part of the plan, and hopefully we'll get that done. But looking forward to that. Um, I definitely want to get some wood cut. Like so the next 5 days are going to be absolutely gorgeous here. We had even it was 60 degrees today, but it was beautiful. And the next 5 days are going to be the same way. We don't have rain in the forecast right now until next Sunday. So actually, 6 days in a row are going to be decent. So next Sunday we have showers. So looking forward to that, and hopefully the weather holds and we have good weather for the get together, and we can get things going on. But I'm not sure what you're saying. It seems odd, but sucks to change the dressing on your own back. Why don't you have somebody else helping you? But anyway, guys, it's I'm curious to see what she's going to say now. All right, let's go ahead and do this, guys. We're that close anyway. We are Legion because we are many. We are all over the country. We're all over the world. Where is everybody from tonight? So we have Franklin County, Ohio, Melbourne, Australia. Good day, Philip. Nowhere, Oklahoma, with Okie Forge, Wisconsin, with Janet, Inverness, Florida, with Clyde in the house, Pipestem, West Virginia, with Troy, Austin, Texas, with Billy the Kid Norwood, Verone, BC, Canada, with Gypsy Mama Prepper, Sharon in Waterloo, New York. We have Georgia with Luke, BC, Canada, with Janet in the house, Missouri in the Ozarks, Lana in East Central Illinois, Leesburg, Florida, with Joan, we have Halifax, Virginia with Mary, Blue Ridge Mountains, Hamilton, Ohio with Tim, Vancouver Island, Canada with Prep Rebel. We have Dayton, Ohio. We have Baker, West Virginia with Renee, East Texas. We have North Louisiana. We have East Tennessee with Patty, Roanoke, Virginia with Dustin, Rumfield, Maine with Mary, Central Virginia with the Cat Lady Life, uh, South Armpit, New Jersey. That's funny. Oh my God, that's too funny. Syracuse, New York with Steve. Beautiful Pennsylvania Wilds with Pennsyltucky Granny. Massachusetts with, I'm not even going to say your first, I can't even pronounce that. Milo, Texas with David. Southeast Texas with Bobcat. St. Augustine, Florida with Diane. Timmins, Ontario with Carol. Tucson, Arizona with Angela. Northwest Florida with Cuban Nurse Prepper. Deer Park, New York. Southern Idaho with Melanie. Puerto Rico's in the house. Very nice. Glad to have you here. We have Indiana. The UP of Michigan with Dawn. Saskatchewan, Canada. There is Texas and West Virginia. Oh, Texas and West Virginia should form a country. That would be good. Yeah, no kidding. We have Michigan in the house with 1 second after. Diamond Ridge with Richard. Dwindwell, Virginia. Oregon. We have Michigan, but looking to move. Okay. Central Wisconsin with Sandra. Central Indiana with Susan. East Oregon hoping to merge with Idaho. Yeah, right. Susan. Greenlee County, Arizona with Codster. You got Canada, Saskatchewan. Yep, I think I said that already. Yeah, Hella was thirsty. He's getting a little drink. Actually, here's the good thing too. She's in heat right now. She started spotting yesterday, so I'm gonna call that couple and see if we can have some play dates set up for the big male German Shepherd and Miss Hella, and see if they want to get friendly. East Coast of Virginia, we got Indiana with Danny, Catskills, New York with RJ, King Cracker. Oh my God, that's funny. I like that name. Oh, I don't know if you guys saw this one. And it's kind of like a joke or a spoof, I'm guessing. Okay, I'm not sure, but people are like up in arms with Cracker Barrel, right? Because cracker is supposedly a derogatory term. Well, so blacks will say cracker is a derogatory term for white people, right? You know, they call us crackers. Well, you know what the crackers were, right? I don't know if you guys know this. The cracker was a guy who cracked the whip, right? So that's why we're crackers. So yeah, I'm a saltine. That's too funny. But yeah, but now they're all up in arms about Cracker Barrel. So it's like, you know what? Grow up. Sorry, grow up. That's all I got to say. But unbelievable, unbelievable the stuff that we are seeing out there. And again, we're so worried in this country about this woke crap nonsense. Okay, woke crap nonsense. You know what happened back in the 80s? If you were offended, that was your problem. That was your problem. That's it. Nobody else cared. Nobody else cared. If you're offended, tough crap. I was going to say something else. Tough crap. Tough crap. It's on you. Okay? Get over it. You know? But nowadays, it's like, oh my God, somebody gets their panties twisted up, and it's just like, you have to listen to me. No, I don't. It's the same thing. I grew up in the 80s. I don't care about you, and your nonsense. Oh, yeah, All in the Family, the Jeffersons, and none of that would fly today. Oh my God, they'd be up in arms. They would be up in arms. And even, okay, even go back to Beverly Hills 90210. Who remembers that show, right? Remembers that? So, Aaron Spelling, who ran that show, and it was hugely successful show. After the show had run and it was over, and he was like, "Yeah," he goes, "I should have had some characters of color in the show." I'm like, "Really?" You know, just I get so sick and tired of that too. I really do. I really, really do. It's just such nonsense. Constantly, we're inundated constantly. Listen, I'm going to be friends with who I want to be friends with. And again, I don't care what color they are. If they're cool with me, I'm going to be cool with them. Okay. But, it's just like, it's so ridiculous. Like Friends, right? The show Friends. Who remembers Friends? Oh my God. It was six white people. So what? So what? You have shows on BET, right? Now tell me, is that racist? Black entertainment television? What is there a white entertainment television? I missed that. If there was one, please enlighten me because I've never seen it. But they can have black entertainment television, and that's okay. You can have. Now here's another question I have: How many people in the chat have donated to the White College Fund? How many of you all have donated to the White College Fund? How many of you? You know why the answer is going to be none of you? You know why that answer is? Because there's not a white college fund. But, oh my goodness, you have the United Negro College Fund, you have the Hispanic College Fund, you have the American Indian College Fund. You can give to them, but there's nobody giving out to poor white kids. Why not? Why not? Just a question, just something that I pondered, that I think about. Is that not racist? I'm just curious. Just curious. So, anyway, guys, that's all I got tonight. I'm done. I'm spent. So, you got me on my soapbox. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be nice. But anyway, uh, I want to thank my moderators who do an absolutely fantastic job keeping the chat clean. You guys are amazing, and I appreciate everything that you do. And thank you very, very much. Very much appreciated. I want to thank all you guys for being on here as well. Very much appreciated as well. And, thank you very much for supporting the channel. It does mean a lot to me, and it's a lot of fun. I do have fun with these chats. Now, I will tell you again, I'm just going to put it out here. I am very, very strongly opinionated. Okay. Very opinionated, very strongly opinionated. But I do also believe in extreme fairness. And if it's not fair for everybody, then it should not be happening. That is something that I also believe. It's okay to discriminate against white men, right? It's okay to discriminate against white men, but heaven forbid you say anything about any other race or gender or sex. Forget about it. Then you're a terrible, horrible person. Well, I think that's nonsense. That's just me. So, yeah, like in my family, you look at my ex-wife, pasty white. I have darker skin. Okay, Eddie has darker skin like me. Right? What? Ed opinionated? Really? I know it's hard to believe. Heather is very fair like your mother. So does one of us are better than the other because they're lighter skinned whites? I mean, it's so ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, guys, remember, we truly are all in this together. One day, hopefully, we will all come together as human beings and realize that we need to work together to to come together and do things. It would be great if we could do that. Uh, I'm just, I don't know if that'll ever happen. I can always hope, though. I can always hope. So, also remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones that you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. Uh, we never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. One step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to accomplish, whatever you are trying to do, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from reaching your goals is you. That's it, nobody else. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be in much, much better shape. Set realistic goals, right? Set realistic goals and then start making them happen. And you'll be amazed how many things you'll be checking off that list. So it just takes time. But don't let people hold you back. I'm Cuban American right out of school. I was discriminated by a person of color just because I was white Cuban and we were supposed to be color. Yeah, see, and that's just stupid too. That is so stupid as well. And again, you know, when can we just all be Americans? That would be a wonderful thing. That would be a wonderful thing because I know I'm an American with a very diverse ethnic background of people from different parts of the country and the world, right? It's just a reality of anybody that has come over here from a foreign country. That's like I said, I'm an American. I happen to live in the United States, and so that's where I was born and raised. So there you go. But anyway, guys, behave yourselves, have fun. Once again, happy Easter. Anybody that celebrates it for religious reasons, that's great. If you spend time, with your kids and all that type of stuff, that's good as well. Spending time with the kids is all important. So anyway, guys, have a great night. I will see you all later. Prepper Nurse One out for now.